You know, one of the biggest traps that I think many of us fall into or have fallen into at some point, it's thinking that once we get to some other place, then we'll be happy or at peace, you know? But what I've come to realize is inner peace has much less to do with where we are or what we're doing than how well we can accept this moment for what it is without resisting it. But that's a very difficult thing to do when we've convinced ourselves that we need to achieve something, that we need to be someone, that who we are right now and what our life is at this point isn't enough. It's very difficult to accept this moment when we have that state of mind, that attitude, that belief. When we're living with a dysregulated nervous system that is constantly seeking to accumulate, to be safe and secure. Because that's essentially what it is. It's thinking that, well, once I make this much money, or once I accumulate this, or once I have this level of status, then I'll be safe, then I'll be secure. For whatever reason. It's fear-based striving, and it never ends. The more that we act from that fear, the more that fear grows. It's an illusion. It's thinking that once I get there, then that's it, then I'll be good. But in the process of acting out of fear to get to that point, that fear grows even more. And then it says, okay, well, I need more that now. That we're not good enough here. Like, I need more. This is the path to burnout. This is the path to struggling with mental health in a number of ways, not feeling good about yourself, feeling this inner restlessness, this discontentment, this dissatisfaction, this lack of fulfillment in life. We lose ourselves, constantly searching for the way that we can feel better outside of ourselves. But the truth is it's not necessarily out there. It's in here. By regulating ourselves and coming back to presence, being able to accept this moment for what it is, without resisting it, without trying to change everything. Because the nervous system that's dysregulated is constantly going to be trying to force and control things as a way to feel in control and safe. That's what the nervous system seeks, is to try and feel safe. And it runs our lives. These dysregulated patterns run our lives in so many different ways. It creates the way that we think, the model of our world, the model that we look at, the lens we look at life through. And we see more of that out. We see more of ourselves out there. So if we don't think that, we're okay or things are okay right now, we're going to see evidence of that constantly. It's hypervigilance. But it will burn you to the ground, burn you out. You will be a shell of yourself the longer you live that way. And sometimes, if you have been living this way, a lot of times, the thought of just being, letting go of it all, just is like a sigh of relief for your soul. It's exactly what the deepest part of yourself is craving, is just to be. It's not about never doing anything. It's just about coming back into balance within ourselves. To act from a place of being regulated, from being present. Not fear, not trying to force, not trying to control, not attaching to some future outcome. It's the attachment to that future outcome that makes us feel inadequate right now, or that life isn't good right now, that it's not enough just the way it is. We always need to be trying to change things or control or force something else to happen that will then, okay, when that happens, then I'll feel better. It'll be better. But it's a fleeting feeling. I've realized that there's nothing really outside of us that can bring that lasting inner peace. It has to come from within, by sitting with the fear, by sitting with the dysregulation, the urge to constantly act out of fear and strive and force, or to, distract ourselves. I think so often, if we're not constantly striving or doing something as a means to an end to try and get to some other outcome or stage in life or whatever, we're kind of distracting ourselves. We're just overstimulating our mind. And it pulls us out of the present moment, all of these things. We're either numbing ourselves or we're kind of on the hamster wheel. That's always getting faster, it seems. Because there's always more that you could be doing. There's always more that you could have. To your ego, there's always more that you could be. And if you ever compare yourself to other people, especially, you go on social media, you're going to see all kinds of that. It's so easy to lose ourselves in that chase. So if you're tired of living that way, let yourself relax. Know that it's the fear of not reaching this arbitrary goal that doesn't actually matter that much, that's causing us to feel that way a lot of times. The reason we feel discouraged or, burnt out or whatever is because we've convinced ourselves that we need to be somewhere else. But what would happen if you observe that belief in that story and let it go? Life would be just fine right now for most of us. Doesn't mean that there would be no responsibilities. Sure, yeah, there'd be responsibilities. But you wouldn't have to be so dysregulated in the pursuit of something. You could just take action in presence. But I know how easy it can be to get sucked into this, to get sucked into the attachment to things. It's not worth it. It's rarely worth it. Because what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I like that verse. It's very true. Quite often, we go through life not truly experiencing it, but rather chasing it away. Thinking that the fulfillment that we seek is in some external thing. It doesn't mean that we're not living life and taking action. It just means that the foundation for our experience here is presence, is being regulated, is being connected to life itself. And what is life? But right now. It's not in our imagination of what we think the future will be like, because that's just a thought. Life is right now. To not be connected and to live right now, truly, in this moment, by being regulated, by being present and being connected to breath and mindful, We become so disconnected from ourselves and from life, and that is what leads us to feeling so lost. But if we're so used to living from fear, being dysregulated, this all just seems like a big waste of time. It seems like it's useless. But it's actually the foundation for the life that many of us, maybe all of us, really want. Deep down, the feeling of being at peace, feeling safe and secure within ourselves, feeling whole. It's about returning to ourselves and being able to regulate, breathe, expand ourselves, our capacity to handle emotions, the things that come up, not live from the limiting stories and narratives within our mind anymore. Those are the things that will keep us stuck in life, stuck feeling this way, cause us to burn out. Like I said, it's an endless chase. And the chase, it gets faster. That hamster wheel that we're on, it speeds up more and more. You don't have to live that way anymore if that's you. But we don't have to live that way. Again, imagine what it feels like to observe the attachment to the outcome, the story, what we've convinced ourselves that we need to be, and just let go of it. Just breathe, come back to life itself, the present moment. It's much better that way. And from there, you can actually show up as a more effective version of yourself. When we're constantly striving, constantly trying to be productive and do, we can't show up as the best version of ourselves. Because even when we're doing this task, we're thinking about the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. So, hope this video helps you. Realize that you don't have anyone to be. You can just observe the story and come back to yourself, presence, being regulated, because through that, you open up the inner peace that you're seeking deep down. So, hope this helps. I'll see you in the next video.